Hello everyone! Last week we did the second part of Lor'themar's story, in which we talked about taking care of the Prince Quel'Thelas, reignited the Sunwell, and Lor'themar leading his people despite missing being a ranger. With the Cataclysm came a change not only in the landscape, but also amongst the leadership. For the Horde, we had Garrosh Hellscream, who was made Warchief, and he had a different vision for the faction, won a conquest, and any with the strength to stand at his side, they were welcome to be part of his Horde. He made plans to strike out at Theron using a mana bomb, but the tactics that were used, they were seen as dishonorable by some, while others, they cheered on their Warchief. A rift was grown between Garrosh and the other leaders, one that only expanded as the faction were moved to a brand new land known as Pandaria. New people, new lands, and resources to fight over. The discontent amongst his ranks, they kept on growing. Vol'jin even had his throat sliced, while others, they were not down with what Garrosh was doing, but they feared for the safety of their people. So it was that they went along with his plans, and they searched for power on Pandaria, eventually figuring out about an artifact of legend known as the Divine Bell. This was used by the Mogu to empower their army and strike fear into the hearts of their enemy. Such a weapon is exactly what Garrosh is looking for, and he doesn't care what he has to do to get his hands on it. Spit a bit of elven blood, push them around, ignore their counsel on the dangers of wielding the dark powers of the land. Warchief Garrosh Hellscream doesn't care. His horde has no place for the weak.
Champion, may I have a word with you? In private? You are a hero of the Horde. Your deeds in Northrend and during the Cataclysm are the stuff of legend. For this reason, I trust in your discretion. I am a ranger, not a politician, but like it or not, the mantle of leadership has fallen on my shoulders. My people, who have suffered through so many challenges and betrayals, look to me to secure their future. We Sindori were driven to the Horde by the bigotry and distrust of the Alliance. Now, I look at our Warchief, and I begin to see the very same racism. He is willing to throw away our lives for his agenda. Know this, I won't stand idle if the Horde interests conflict with those of my people. I may reconsider old alliances. Keep your eyes open, champion. We are all in this together. For now.
Garrosh's actions pushed Lor'themar into reconsidering old alliances, leaving the Horde and instead rejoining the Alliance. He came as far as discussing such things with King Varian Rin, but the hunt for the Divine Bell, it would destroy any such dreams. It was eventually located and claimed first by the Alliance, who decided to hide it away within Darnassus so that it couldn't be used by Garrosh. He in turn then used the Sun Reavers, the Blood Elves, to rejoin the Kirin Tor to infiltrate Darnassus, steal the bell and bring it to him. This was discovered by Jaina Proudmoore, leader of the Kirin Tor at the time, and she wasn't happy.
I will not be betrayed again. Those responsible for this will be punished. Aethys Sun Reaver! You've betrayed the Kirin Tor, Sun Reaver. You've allowed Garrosh to move his forces through my city.
You have it all wrong, Jaina. I did nothing.
You looked the other way. You and your insubordinate kind are no longer welcome here.
This is our city too, Proudmoore.
I see. I will remove the Sun Reavers by force then. You, Aethys, will be coming with me.
The Purge of Dalaran took place, in which Jaina gave the order to imprison the Sun Reavers, and those that took up arms were slain. The Horde did their best to save as many Sun Reavers as they could amongst the madness, while also breaking out Aethys.
Aethys, you're alive.
Thanks to this hero, a few of us made it out of there. Many more have been sent to the Violet Hold.
Anaralash Danal. Will someone tell me what is going on in Dalaran?
Proudmoore. She's gone and expelled the Sun Reavers from the city. She's purging the Horde from the Kirin Tor.
She's gone too far. I'm certain the Alliance can move their war mages through the city at will. That human witch! When will they learn? When will they see that the Horde exists because of the Alliance? Because of their prejudice and their bigotry? They force us ever closer to Hellscream's horde.
My lord.
Alduran, summon the Rangers. Romath, assemble the Blood Magi and add the Sunreaver's strength to your own. We Sindori will take our future into our own hands. And get this damn thing out of my sight. Hellscream bought his treasure with the blood of my people. I hope it destroys him.
My lord, you would make a fine Warchief.
It may come to that. Bring me my blades. The next move is mine.
The idea of the Blood Elves rejoin the Alliance, that's been blown out of the water. The Kirantor, despite Jaina being hesitant before, they now officially join the Alliance. But the problem with the Divine Bell, that was solved by Anduin, who got all of his bones broken in the process. Anduin would need some time to heal, while the Thunder King was resurrected by the Zandalari. On the Isle of Thunder, the Kirantor offensive, led by Jaina Proudmoore, and the Sunreaver onslaught, led by Lor'themar Theron, they did their best to put a stop to the Thunder King's plans, while also fighting with each other. Step by step, we took more of the island. We carved out a way to the Throne of Thunder, and after weeks of fighting each other on the island, the final showdown was about to begin.
Lord Zu, the Alliance, the Horde, all chaos is about to erupt out here.
Oh, my children. Toshi, hand me my weapon.
My lord, you are gravely wounded.
My weapon! Champion, with me. I want you to see this.
Hand over the Archmage, and I may yet allow you to walk out of here, Lor'themar.
Proudmoore, you will release my people from the Violet Hold, or I will cut you down myself.
Your people are legitimate prisoners of war. They orchestrated an attack on Darnassus, from my city.
The Sunreavers knew nothing of Garrosh's raid on Darnassus.
Enough! There will be no more bloodshed today. I see now why your alliance and your horde cannot stop fighting. Every reprisal is itself an act of aggression, and every act of aggression triggers immediate reprisal.
They have
must protect
undermined
my sovereign
every
people.
attempt at peace.
Silence! You must break the cycle. It ends today. Here, the cycle ends when you, Regent Lord, and you, Lady Proudmoore, turn from one another and walk away.
Rangers, lower your weapons.
My lord!
Very well. We will stand down.
They killed my husband.
This won't bring him back. But know this, Blood Elf. There can be no peace while Hellscream is Warchief of the Horde.
That is precisely why I wish to conserve our strength today. Lady?
Lord.
Gather the wounded. Withdraw to the harbor.
After taking care of the Thunder King, they refocused their attention on the threat of Garrosh. Vol'jin healed up and returned to lead the Darkspear Rebellion, which then flowed into the siege of Orgrimmar. Garrosh, in the meantime, he had found the heart of the old god Y'Shaarj, empowered it in the sacred waters of the Vale. Pandaria had yielded him many powerful rewards, as well as his troops, and of course the Warchief himself, who was no pushover. The Alliance and Horde banded together to kick him out of the mantle of Warchief. It's at Bladefish Bay where we find Lor'themar, together with Sylvanas, taking on the forces on the shore, as well as Warlord Zayla, where Sylvanas, she makes a rather interesting proposal.
Bladefish Bay is fortified. By the Sunwell, we're getting slaughtered. Heroes, port over to the docks and take out their shore defenses. Put a stop to this bloodshed.
I can raise your dead, Regent Lord. Your rangers can fight again.
Sylvanas, you will leave our corpses alone, or I will deal with you here and now.
I'm sorry to see your lack of commitment. What of the human corpses?
Well, I suppose that's between you and the Alliance, isn't it?
Rise, my angels. Let your screams fill the streets of Orgrimmar with terror.
Finally! I will never get all of this dust out of my robes.
Oh, you're still here? I had kind of hoped you had perished. You would make a very attractive corpse.
I will take that as a compliment. We'll hold the docks for now and marshal the forces. Vol'jin should await you at the gates of Orgrimmar.
The fallen Cinderai would remain untouched. While the combined might of the factions, they were able to siege Orgrimmar and finish the job. Rather than executing Garrosh, they decided to place him on trial, which gave him the opportunity to escape and start the next expansion, Warlords of Draenor. Now, despite some of his people thinking that Lor'themar would have made a fine warchief, that position was not given to him. Instead, it's Vol'jin of the Darkspear tribe who now speaks for the Horde, which is perhaps a blessing in disguise, as in the expansion Legion, both the Alliance and the Horde leader, they fell to the might of the demons. Again, a new warchief was needed, and Vol'jin, he decided to appoint Sylvanas to take up the charge. She led them, while champions of Azeroth, they formed the Order Halls, and we not only took on the Legion of Azeroth, we even ventured to Argus as well, taking on Kil'jaeden and Sargeras. That requires quite a bit of firepower, which we got in the form of Illidan Stormrage, who made a return, and reuniting with heroes of old like Tyrellian and Alleria Windrunner. As we found out, they teamed up with the Army of the Light and spent centuries in the Twisted Nether fighting against the Legion. Alleria eventually chose the path of the Void, taking in the powers of a Dark Naru. We accomplished the near impossible and we imprisoned Sargeras, but not before the Dark Titan was able to penetrate the planet with his swords. The blood of Azeroth is now spilling out, a powerful new resource which changed the face of warfare, while the factions also recruited new races to join either the Horde or the Alliance. The Nightborn, elves we helped during our adventures on the Broken Isles, they felt a closer kinship to the Blood Elves, considering that they both share a similar history with an addiction to a well. On top of that, Thrawn the Whisperwind of the Kaldorei, she was also quite cold towards them.
The Kaldorei will fight to see the Legion defeated and the Nightwell destroyed. Beyond that, we shall see where Elun's wisdom guides us.
It would seem Elun's wisdom guided her away from the bond we once shared. So be it.
Thanks, Tyrande.
The Sin'dorei are also scorned by Tyrande and her prideful lot. Yet for many ages, her people slept in dens or hid in trees while my people fought to save this world.
So it was that Valistra was quite grateful for the invitation to Silvermoon, as she joined Liadrin to see if there could be a place for her people in the Horde. One quick teleport to Silvermoon, and we discovered that Valistra is not the only visitor.
Lady Liadrin, champion, you are most welcome. As you can see, we have an unexpected visitor.
Hi, Alleria.
Hello again, Liadrin. Champion. Lor'themar, I am here concerning a matter that might be best addressed in private.
I see no need to keep secrets from allies, Alleria. In fact, some new friends of ours are just arriving.
First Arcanist Thalisra, and honored guests, welcome to Silvermoon.
It is a pleasure to visit your fine city at last. Thank you for extending the invitation, Regent Lord.
Please, call me Lor'themar. But where are my manners? Allow me to introduce another guest, Lady Alleria Windrunner, a hero of Silvermoon's past.
An unexpected honor, Lady Windrunner. Silgren told me of your courage during the campaign on Argus.
The honor is mine, First Arcanist. I do not mean to intrude upon your visit. Perhaps I should return another time.
Nonsense. Whatever you came to say, you may say in front of our guests.
As you wish. I come bearing an offer from High King Anduin
I had hoped your visit was motivated by a love for Silvermoon. Instead, you come at the behest of the Alliance's Boy King. How disappointing.
Cutting words, Lor'themar. Are they yours, I wonder? Or has the dutiful ranger I knew become the mouthpiece of your Warchief?
You doubt my words, yet how can we trust your own? Do you deny that the Lords of the Void whisper to you? Did you not surrender yourself to the shadows on Argus?
It seems the offer I bring has been anticipated and spurned. Very well. But before I leave, I have one request. It has been 1,000 years since I set eyes upon the Sunwell. May I visit it once again?
I advise against it. We cannot trust that she will not—
Whatever she has become, Alleria is a daughter of Quel'Thelas. I will not deny her pilgrimage to our most sacred site. First Arcanist, you and your retinue would be welcome to join us.
I would consider it an honor to see the Sunwell, Lor'themar. And I prefer that my friends call me Thelisra.
Romoth, kindly open the way for us. Please, follow me.
Alleria Windrunner, former ranger captain, she finally gazes upon the Sunwell again, but her presence, her connection to the Void, is an unforeseen side effect. Nether Prince Durzan, he seizes the opportunity and he sends out a rune to darken her, but together we are able to push back the darkness and seal off the Void rifts.
The Sunwell is secure. Your aid was invaluable, Thelisra. And yours, champion.
Guards! Seize this saboteur.
I will not be taken prisoner in my own homeland.
Enough! You will leave at once, Alleria. Accident or no, your presence poses a danger to Quel'Thelas. Go back to Stormwind. Silvermoon is no longer your home.
Okay.
I regret you had to witness that exchange, Thelisra. This is not how I planned your visit to unfold.
On the contrary, this conflict has demonstrated your dedication to your people. I can see that the Horde has allowed you to uphold your traditions, something that is very important to us.
We gain strength from our allies, but we have not lost who we are.
And so, Felistren and Iborn joined the Horde as a new allied race. Well, Alleria, she would discover that she wasn't the only one kicked out of Quel'Thelas recently. Other Blood Elves were told to leave as well, as they were delving too far into the studies of the Void, eventually discovering research from none other than Darkon Drafir. Darkon has been taken care of many times now, and even in-game they still asked of us to bring back his head. But here we uncover that not only was he serving Arthas in his lifetime, he was also studying the Void. Alleria would come in contact with the Exiles, and they in turn would become Void Elves and join the Alliance. Brand new races, joining the factions, joining the battle for Azeroth, Horde and Alliance duking it out once more. Teldrassil burned and Lor'themar was sieged, a battle in which we now see Lor'themar take orders from the Thanos.
Lor'themar, command our rangers from the flank! Position them on the rooftops!
With pleasure, Blightcaller.
And as it was during the days of Garrosh Hellscream, we once again see members of the Horde not being down with what the Warchief is doing.
My lord, you would make a fine Warchief.
Only time will tell what the story might bring for Lor'themar. We know that a bit of the history for the Blood Elves is being brought to the game with the upcoming edition for the Heritage Armor. Now looking at his history, we know that there's a deep connection with Liadrin, but they never really took the time to develop that further. Lor'themar is the Regent Lord, while his heart longs for the days of just being a ranger. Yet, as time passed on, those around him noticed that he felt more comfortable with his role. He sounded more and more like a king every day. He will do anything it takes to lead his people into a brighter future, be it exiling their own people, be it sucking on mana from creatures and the land, be it fell magic, even negotiating the possibility of rejoining the Alliance. The Blood Elves will do anything it takes to survive and to thrive. The relation with Sylvanas Windrunner is definitely a difficult one, considering that she reminds them of a very dark chapter in the history, as well as the power struggle, forcing them to move to Northrend or else. Will Lor'themar follow the Warchief lead, or will they once again be forced to take action?
It may come to that. Bring me my blades.
Their prince has walked a dark path, but Lor'themar, he wrote something rather interesting in his journal about that, something to close out the video. This was written around the time that he visited the Exiles and was forced by Sylvanas to join the campaign in Northrend. Journal of the Regent Lords, entry 83. My will means very little in fact. I can pretend my power is real, but in the end, it's all an act and none of it is honest. I can wash my hands of it, play martyr, be victimized and accomplish nothing. Or I can fight and victimize others in my turn, and thus become the essence of all I have battled. If I have ever rationalized my choices using any other logic, I was certainly lying to myself. Hawkspear was right. I deal with the devil indeed, but the Sunwell may never be restored had we not sunk to those levels. He and Aurora can sleep soundly, knowing that they have never compromised their ethics. But if they deny that they prosper in the wake of those who have, then they delude themselves as much as I. Here I find myself, so close to believing that the ends justify the means. But the ruins of the Magister's Terrace will haunt me forever, reminding me of the failed attempt with that thought. This is the line I walk, finally knowing that the actions I take in necessity are nonetheless indefensible. Those truths can never be reconciled, but sometimes I can hold them both side by side and almost understand. I might call this revelation profound, if I were ignorant enough not to realize that I'm only learning what Quel'Thelas and Anastarian before him had also learned in their turns. All we can do is walk the road we are given with such dignity as we can muster, each to our own glory or demise, and pray there yet remains something of our own hearts when all is said and done. By the Sunwell, I hope that there will remain something of mine. And with that, thank you very much for watching, everyone. Subscribe if you like my videos, leave a like if you enjoyed this one, and until next time, guys, see ya!